Kathleen Flammia is an attorney who specializes in elder law, and Kathleen is our legal advisor for the show. Welcome, Kathleen. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, Serena. You as well.
I have run into a situation recently where a friend, due to a health crisis with parents, has said, oh my goodness, I wish I knew what legal documents I should have had ready, or my parents should have had ready. What are the legal documents that you recommend?
Serena, really for anybody over the age of 18, I recommend that they have a will, which is basically written instructions to the probate court that tells the court how they want their assets that are titled just in their name to be distributed. A healthcare surrogate, that's the document that says if I can't communicate or if I'm mentally incompetent to make a medical decision, here's the person that I want to make medical decisions for me. A durable power of attorney, which is a document that by having the word durable in it will survive the person signing the document becoming incapacitated and allowing someone else to handle their financial affairs, real estate matters, banking, and other matters. HIPAA Release, which is a Health Insurance Privacy and Accountability Act, which is basically the release you sign allowing someone access to your confidential medical information. And then lastly, the living will, and that's the document that states your end-of-life choices. People may remember Terry Schiavo, and she did not have a written living will. Hers was oral, and that's what the dispute was over, whether she actually said what she said her end-of-life choices were. I do recommend having a written living will, so there's no doubt as to what your end-of-life choices are. And I also recommend specifying in that document whether you wish to have artificial hydration or artificial nutrition administered to you.
Well, now, where can you get these documents? Where can you get them signed?
I do recommend seeing an elder law or estate planning attorney to have those documents drafted. You can get some of the do-it-yourself documents from one of the office supply stores, but actually I have seen more problems created with those documents than what it's worth. It would have been less expensive if the person had actually done them properly through a lawyer than for them to do their own documents, which may not have the language, the legal language in the document that the agent or the person you're trying to give the power to needs in order to adequately help you.
All right, now let's say I have gone to an elder law attorney and I have these documents, but where do I keep them?
Well, everybody used to keep these documents in a safety deposit box at the bank. I think the trend is away from that for several reasons. First of all, the banks aren't open on the weekends, and they're not open during holidays, and they're not open at night. And if you haven't bothered to list the person who's listed in the documents on your safety deposit box, there's going to be an access issue. I tell people what they should do is get a waterproof, safety-proof box, fireproof box. You can get them in any one of the department stores and keep their important paperwork in that box. For their advanced directives, I do offer my clients the ability to carry a card in their wallet, which will allow them to access their advanced directives, which is the HIPAA Release, living will, and healthcare surrogate online from no matter where they are.
Now, should more than one family member have a copy, let's say, of these documents?
It depends on what the documents are. Most of the time, the durable powers of attorney are drafted so that they're effective immediately. So you may want to let the person know where they are, but you might not want copies of them floating around all over the place. And if kids are out of state, you may want to give it to them as well. But otherwise, if you keep them in a safe place in the house, that would be okay too, so long as someone knows where they are. It really depends on the family dynamics.
Something very important, if you suspect that a family member has dementia, can you get these documents signed?
It really depends. There are people who are in the beginning stages of Alzheimer's who know who their family is, what they have, understand the legal consequences of the documents they're signing, and then yes, if someone is so far gone that the lawyer decides that they aren't mentally competent to execute the documents, then no, the person would have to get a guardianship, which is of course one of the things we're trying to avoid by having these documents in place to begin with.
Thank you very much, Kathleen, for being with us.
Thank you, Serena.
I encourage you to let us know about your thoughts about active life